As we have read about the drawing, that it provides an essential means of communication between the engineer and the technician or craftsman. This I am giving a chapter named Fundamentals of Drafting, in which I will be discussing about the drafting equipment in this video, and in the second video I will giving the drawing views. However, I have discussed this drawing views in the earlier one in aircraft drawing video, and thirdly application of dimension and tolerance. These are all discussed as definitions and what are their types. Now, in order to produce drawings that can be correctly interpreted, the drafter must learn the language of drafting and how to use this language in the preparation of engineering drawings. Great care must be used in drafting to produce drawings from which good reproductions can be made. This means particularly that drawing lines be clean, sharp and dense, and that the drawing paper of whatever type used be kept clean and free of extraneous marks, smudges or other defacing conditions. It is also most essential that symbols, letters, figures and notes be accurately placed on drawings. A drawing released with inaccurate information can be very costly when it reaches the tooling or production department. Many hours of works may go into producing a part, but if the part is incorrectly made because of poor drawing, all the time and money spent in producing the part are lost. It is the purpose of the chapter to describe standard practices for preparation of engineering drawings and to explain the proper techniques for drafting. Now, we will learn about the drafting equipment. In this drafting equipment, we will go for the drawing boards, the T-square, scales, drafting machines, triangles, French curve, templates, drawing instruments, drafting materials, what are the necessary things are taken for drafting, drawing techniques, and now necessary equipment, drawing pencil lines, using the compass, the irregular or French curve, then pencil lines, lettering, so on. Now, first of all, we are going for discussion for the drawing boards. The standard drawing board is it shown in the figure. This board is 18 by 24 in bracket 45.72 by 61 millimeter and is made of wood lamination with a birch surface on each side. The board can be used on drafting table or any solid surface that is free from movement. See the picture, then I will discuss more. Edges of the board are very straight and smooth and make accurate 90-degree angles of the corners. It is common practice to cover the surface of the drawing board by cementing on a layer of linoleum or other suitable materials to provide a hard, smooth surface. If line is not done, the wood surface can become grooved and marred, especially when very hard drawing pencils are used. A drawing board made in the form of a table is shown in the figure, which I will be giving you here. So this type are often used in engineering departments where large drawings must be produced. Now the figure third one shows an engineer at work on a similar board. Once the practice to fasten the drawing paper of William to the drawing board by means of thumbtacks. This has long been in discard, and the universal method today is to use masking tape or drafting tape at the corners of the paper to secure it to the board. The paper should be aligned with the edge of the board so the drawing will be square on the paper. Now next one is the T-square. The T-square, which is shown in the figure, which I will be giving you, is designed to make possible the rapid and accurate alignment of drawing lines. The head of the square is perpendicular to the blade, and it is arranged so that it will extend over the edge of the board while the blade lies flat on the surface. The T-square is placed properly on the board as shown in this figure. Blade will be parallel to two edges of the board and perpendicular to the other two edges. The head of the square can be quickly and smoothly moved along the edge of the board so that parallel lines can be drawn at any location on the paper without the necessity of measuring the alignment each time. A properly constructed T-square is made of hardwood with the blade rigidly secured to the head. The edges of the blade are made of a clear plastic to provide a hard, smooth edge and visibility through the blade. The visibility feature aids considerably in the accurate placing of the lines. If the T-square gets dirty, it will smudge the drawing. It can be cleaned with a cloth, dampened with a petroleum solvent or similar fluid, or slightly moistened with water. It should never be held under a faucet or washed with a wet rag, since water will warp it and destroy its accuracy. Now the third one is scales. A wide variety of scales can be obtained for use in drafting, but the most commonly used types are the engineer's scale and the architect's scale. For use in the aerospace industry, the engineer's scale is shown in this figure. This figure, which is shown, is the most popular. The triangular engineer scale has 6 faces calibrated in 10s, 12s and 12s, 13s, 14s, 15s and 16ths of an inch. Other divisions of the inch are also used on some scales. The drafter uses the scale division that is most convenient for the particular drawing. Scales are principally used for measuring distances accurately. However, they can also be used as straight edges for drawing lines. It is essential that the scales be properly cared for because the sharp, smooth edges can be easily damaged, and when damage occurred, the edge can no longer be used for straight lines. Now, drafting machines. A drafting machine is a mechanical device that can be used to perform the functions of a number of other items of drafting equipment, including the straight edge, T-square, protractor, triangle and scale, as shown in the figure. Drafting machine is designed to mount on the edge of the drafting table. The machine is constructed with bands of tools which hold the scales of any desired angle when they are locked in place regardless of the movements of the machine on the board. The scales are mounted on the machine at an angle of 90 degree to each other, but they can be rotated together through an angle when the lock is released. A protector scale makes it possible to select a desired angle accurately. Thus it is possible to draw a line at any angle required. Now, triangles. An adequate set of drafting equipment includes two right angle triangles, one having 45-degree acute angles and the other having acute angles of 30-degree and 60-degree. These triangles are shown in this figure. Triangles are made of clear plastic to provide good visibility. Sizes may be from 6 to 24 inches for the maximum dimension of one leg of the right angle. Through the use of the 45 and 30-degree or 60-degree triangle together with T-square, any angle that is a multiple of 15 degree can be produced without the use of protector. For example, 15 degree and 75 degree angles can be made as shown in figure. Another equipment is French curve. The French or irregular curve as shown in the figure a curved ruler with a wide range of curvature designed to make possible the production of smoothly curved lines. Any curved line that is a portion of a circle can be drawn with a compass. However, there are many curves that are portion of parabolas, hyperbolas, or ellipses, and those cannot be drawn with a compass. The French curve is made of a plastic material similar to that for the angles for the triangles. Now, templates, the another equipment. The templates are special patterns made of plastic or a similar material. These patterns are designed to speed the work of the drafter by providing ready-made design for letters, circles, ellipses, and symbols. In order to produce a certain figure or symbol, the drafter places the desired pattern in the correct position of the drawing paper and there follows the outline of the pattern with a drawing pencil. Typical drafting templates are shown in this figure. Come drawing instrument. Standard set of drawing instrument is shown on the figure. The set includes some items that may not be used often. However, there are occasions when each item comes to be useful. Probably the most widely used instrument in the set of the large compass. The compass is used to drawing all curves that are portions of circle, and it is also very useful for layout and drawing construction work. The small compass called a bow compass used for curves with small radii of 1 inches, that is in bracket 2.54 centimeter or less. This provides for more accuracy because the longer compass may spring slightly when drawing very small circles. The bow compass is shown in the figure. Divider, which is very much like the compass, consists of two legs joined together at the top with a friction joint. The friction is sufficient to hold the adjustment under normal use, but it permits easy change of adjustment with one hand. The tips of the legs are equipped with steel needle point as shown in the figure, which is now accessories for the compasses include the extensions and a pencil attachment. The extension makes it possible to draw larger circles that would otherwise be possible. The pen attachment is used when it is necessary to draw ink curves and circles. The ruling pen, as shown in the figure, is used to draw straight lines on ink drawings. For the majority of drawings, inking is not required. However, if a drawing is made for publication, a much higher quality reproductions can be obtained from an ink drawing. For this reason, the ruling pen is considered as an essential instrument for the drafter. Drawing also have been developed to make the job of drawing easier and more efficient. Among these is the needle in tube type pen. This pen is somewhat like a fountain pen in that it has a reservoir for the drawing ink. The pen is supplied with a number of different sizes of points to make lines of the weights for various purposes in the drawings. Another useful drawing pen is made with a porous nylon tip. Pens of the type are made with several different points to make for the fine to coarse. Other aids includes stencils, pen drawings, lines, pre-drafting symbols, and similar letters that can be removed from a plastic backing and applied directly to the vellum. Now, drafting materials. The material used for drafting other than the instruments and equipment previously described are drawing paper, that is in bracket William, or a plastic film made of polyester, of mylar drawing pencils, erasers, pencils, sharpeners or pointers, and a dusting brush. The William used for the preparation of drawing for its production is 100% rag content and treated to make it translucent. The translucence is required so the light of the printing machine can shine through it and cast shadows of the drawing lines on the sensitized print paper. The technician may encounter drawing made of linen cloth or other fine fabric. This material is not often used as the current time, but was quite common at one time, especially for the ink drawings. The polyester film or mylar film is frosted on one side to produce a good drawing surface. It is suitable for either pencil or ink drawings and has the advantage of being unaffected by humidity. In some cases, film drawings made of a 1:1 scale are used as templates for layout work because the dimensions never change. Drawing papers and films other than the roll sizes are often printed with title blocks, border lines, zone numbers and letters, and the manufacturer's name and logo is ordered to save the time of the drafter. Pre-printed paper and drawing film may require some information changes, and these are accomplished according to the company drafting manual. Drawing pencil are made with very fine grained lead that must be uniform in quality and hardness. These pencils are made in 18 degrees of hardness from 7B, that is very soft, to 9H, very hard. For typical drawings, the medium range H to 2H is commonly used for lines. Mechanical refill pencils are preferred by most drafters. The leads for these pencils can be produced in the hardness desired so that they can be changed or adjusted as necessary for the work being performed. To change or adjust a lead, it is necessary merely to turn the cap of the pencil to the left and then move the lead to the position desired. Rotating the cap to the right will then grip the lead and hold it in place. Pencil sharpener used for wood drawing pencils are specially designed so they will cut only the wood from the pencil and leave the full diameter of the lead extending for about 3 by 8 inches, that is in bracket 0.9 centimeter. The point is then prepared with a pencil pointer such as that shown in the figure. The pencil pointer consists of a wooden paddle with layers of sandpaper attached to the surface. The pencil lead is sharpened by rubbing it and rotating it on the sandpaper. When the top layer of sandpaper becomes filled with lead particles, it is removed to expose a clean layer. A mechanical pointer is a useful tool. To point the lead, the pencil is inserted in the hole at the top and then the top is turned with a cranking motion of the pencil. This will produce a fine point on the lead, and with practice the drafter can adjust the fineness of the point as desired by proper manipulation of the pointer. A variety of eraser is used for drafting work. Drafting erasers are made of a rubber material and wears away and carries the pencil line with it. The best eraser of course is one that removes the line without damage to the paper or drawing film. White, rubber or green erasers usually leave a clean surface and no stain or marking on the paper. It is best to try several different drawing erasers for a particular pencil and paper combination and then use the one that serves the purpose best. Typically, erasers are shown in this figure. Erasers are made of a firmer rubber than those designed for pencil work, and they also contains a fine abrasive. Care must be used with such an easier to avoid damaging the paper or drawing film. Now, drawing techniques. Although this text is primarily written for the technician whose need for knowledge of drawing techniques may not be extensive, it is deemed useful for such a person to know the basic technique employed for drafters because of the necessity for preparing soft sketches, diagrams and drawings as required for reports on work projects. When certain repairs are made on certificated aircraft, it is required that drawings of such repairs be prepared for submission to the Federal Aviation Administration on or with the repair and alteration forms. The technician who knows how to make good drawings will be able to prepare reports that are well illustrated and easy to understand. Technician may also be required to make drawings of alterations or modifications to be submitted to the engineering department of an organization for study and approval. If prepared in a manner familiar to the engineers, the drawings will be easily understood and much time will be saved in trying to determine exactly what the drawing means. Now, necessary equipment. In necessary equipment, although the technician may have all the items mentioned in the foregoing section, good drawing or shop sketches can be prepared with only a few of the items. All that is actually needed to make a suitable diagram or sketch is a smooth table or board on which to place the drawing paper. Some masking or drafting tapes to hold the paper, a good scale, a compass, some drawing pencil and erasers. To increase the speed with which the drawing can be made, a T-square drawing board, triangles, French curve and drawing templates are desirable. For soft sketches, a good grade of white smooth not stick high tag content page should be used. If drawing vellum is available, it can be used, but it is not essential unless the drawing is to be reproduced by Kojalid or other contact methods. Standard sizes of paper for engineering drawings are 8.5 by 11 inches (21.59 by 27.94 centimeter), which is A size. 11 by 17 inches, that is in bracket 27.94 by 43.18 centimeter, which is B size, and 17 by 22 inches, that is 43.8 by 55.88 centimeter, which is C size. To prepare for drawing, the technician should see that all necessary or desirable items are on hand and placed within easy reach. It is best that the position of each item be mentioned until the job is completed, so that it will be unnecessary to look for something that has been misplaced. The proper size and quality of paper should be selected and attached to the drawing board with a small strip of tape at each corner. The bottom edge of the paper should be at least 3 inches, that is in bracket 7.62 centimeter, above the bottom edge of the board. This makes it possible to use the T-square to the bottom edge of the paper. Now, drawing pencil lines. Before starting to draw pencil line, the drafter should have a pencil with the proper hardness of lead for the results desired. The degree of hardness will depend upon the type of paper to be used and the type of line to be produced. For sharp fine lines, the pencil should be reasonably hard, 2H to 4H. Heavy dark lines can be made more satisfactorily with a softer lead such as H or F. The pencil should be pointed properly by using a pointer such as shown in the figure. Here shown. Now, when drawing horizontal lines, the drafter should use the method similar to that illustrated in this figure. When drawing horizontal lines, the drafter should use the method similar to that illustrated. I have given the pencil point should be held snugly against the edge of the T-square or rule, and the top of the pencil should be slanted a few degrees away from the rule. This is to make sure that the point remains against the rule so that it will produce a perfect straight line. The pencil should be held at a slant about 60 degrees in the direction of movement. A right-handed drafter will draw a pencil from left to right as shown in the illustrations. The pencil should be continuously rotated while it is being drawn across the paper in order to keep the pencils sharp and to produce a line of uniform width. Vertical lines are drawn by changing the position of the T-square so that the rule points in a vertical position as shown in this figure. By placing a triangle on the horizontal, the required point near the drafter, and the pencil is moved toward the upper edge of the drawing board. The pencil is rotated as explained before, and the angle of slant is about 60 degrees away from the drafter. Angle lines can be drawn with the triangles provided that the angles are in increment of 15 degree. Otherwise, a protractor must be used to establish the correct angle in drawing any angle line. The right-handed drafter will generally use the direction such that the pencil moves to the right. Now, using the compass. So, before that I will be giving one more figure which is left. Using the compass. For drawing circles and arcs of circles, the compass is used. As explained previously, the large compass is used for drawing arcs with radii of more than 1 inches, and the small compass is used for arcs of circles radii of less than 1 inches. The pencil end of the compass is pointed with the pencil pointer to produce the weight of line required. The needle in the other leg of the compass should have a shoulder to prevent excessive penetration into the drawing paper. To use the compass, it should be held as shown in the figure. Slanted a small amount in the direction of rotation so that it will move smoothly without a tendency to catch on the paper. Constant pressure must be maintained on both legs of the compass. First, to hold the center leg on both legs of the compass. First, to hold the center leg in place, and second, to keep the pencil lead on the paper so that a solid line will be drawn. The lead should be pointed to produce the desired line. A standard compass usually can be fitted with a ruling pen attachment for ink drawing. When ink drawings are to be made with a compass, the ruling pen must be properly adjusted so both sides of the pen will touch the paper. Before the pen attachment is used, the legs of the compass with their attachments should be equipped to that the pen is even with the needle point as shown in the figure. Width of the point is set correctly and ink is placed in the pen with the dropper from the ink bottle. It is important to use good quality drawing ink. Ruling pen. The point of typical ruling pen is shown in this figure. Consists of two flattened points mounted together with an adjusting screw to establish the width of the line to be drawn. The points are sharp and smooth, but they are not sharpened to the extent that they will cut the drawing paper when used with the proper drawing pressure. If they become worn, they should be sharpened with a fine honing stone and rounded slightly cordwise. The ruling pen should be used as shown in this figure. Point of the pen should be allowed to touch the junction of the rule and the paper, because this will allow the ink to flow under the rule and ruin the drawing. Now dividers. Dividers are used to divide lines, transfer measurements, and in combination with a scale determine dimensions. The use of dividers is illustrated in this figure. Dividers are held as shown so that they can be adjusted with one hand while taking a measurement. The points of the dividers are sharp steel needles. A very light pressure will cause the needles to penetrate paper or wood sufficiently to keep the points from the snapping when it is desired to lay off equal space segments of a line. The divider can be walked along the line by fixing one leg with the needle point and swinging the other leg around it. The second line is then fixed and the first leg is swung around it. The irregular or French curve. The irregular or French curve is used to draw curved lines that cannot be drawn with a compass. As mentioned previously, such curves may be portion of parabolas, hyperbolas, or ellipses. Several points are first established along the line to be drawn. These points are then connected by a light curved line drawn freehand. The irregular curve is then matched to as much of the line as it will conventionally fit, and a solid line is drawn using the irregular curves as a guide. It may be necessary to use several portions of the irregular curves to produce the desired line. Because of change in curvature, it is important that each sections of the curved line drawn be a combination of the section previously drawn, so that the finished curve will be free from bumps or other irregularities. A line drawn with an irregular curve is shown in this figure. Pencil line, as explained earlier, pencil lines are usually drawn light, heavy, or medium. The light lines are using 0.003 to 0.008 inches, or in bracket 0.007 to 0.02 centimeter wide. The medium lines are 0.012 to 0.017 inches, that is in bracket 0.03 to 0.043 centimeter, and the Heavy lines are 0.015 to 0.020 in inches, that is in bracket 0.038 to 0.050 centimeter. These measurements can vary somewhat from the foregoing dimensions, but the width provide a good guide. The drafter should make sure to draw lines that are clean, solid and black. This requires the proper choice of lead and the right pressure when drawing. A line which is not solid and black will make a poor reproduction. Now, lettering. The application of good lettering to a drawing is essential if the drawing is to convey the necessary information to the technician or engineer. The ability to produce good lettering is easily developed with practice and the use of proper technique. The letter on a drawing should normally be about ½ inches high and may be drawn vertically or on a slant. Slanted letters make an angle of about 68 degrees from the horizontal, as shown in this figure. Shows standard lettering and the direction for making each stroke. Straight portion of letters are drawn with one stroke from top to bottom or from left to right. Curved portions may be made with a clockwise or counterclockwise stroke, depending upon which direction will produce the best results. Now, in order to make words in straight lines, the drafter should draw very light guidelines for the top and bottom of the letters. This is keeping the letters of uniform height and will make the line of words straight. The drafter may also use a set of guidelines that have been drawn in ink or printed on a sheet of paper. This guide is placed under the vellum and the line shows through. Since all notes, dimensions, material specification, etc. are read from the bottom of a drawing, all lettering and numbering should be made in horizontal lines with the letters and figures upright in viewed from the bottom of the drawing. This makes it necessary for the person using the drawing to turn it at an angle of sideways in order to read it easily. The lettering pencil should be of a hardness that will make a solid black line on the drawing paper, but should not be so soft that it means easily. An edge pencil will usually serve the purpose well. The point of the pencil should be reasonably sharp but should have a slightly rounded points. This is necessary so that pencil will not cut through the paper and so the line will be of the paper width from time to time as the lettering is being done. The pencil should be turned so the point will not become flattened on one side. The spacing of letters and words is important so that each words and figures will be clean and distinct from the others. The letters in each word should be close together with a uniform amount of white paper between each letter. Because of the different shapes of various letters, it is somewhat difficult to produce an appearance of uniform spacing, but practice will aid in accomplishing this Letter should not be spaced with equal distances between the ending of one letters and the beginning of the next, because this will produce an appearance of very irregular spacing. This is illustrated in this figure. Observe that there is more white space between some letters than between other because of the shape of letters.